Hi everybody, me and Guinevere here. We are doing her 4 and 5 month update. I didn't manage to do the 4 month update and then she'd gone into 5 months, so I thought I'd do them both together. But it's probably more than likely just going to be more about her 5 month update and what's been going on this past month. So weight wise, we got her weighed on the 15th of June and she was 12 pounds. So she's still a small baby, but she's following her line. I think she's on the 5th percentile. So yeah, so she's 12 pounds. That was about 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. So yes, she weighs 12 pounds. Clothes wise, it varies on where the clothes are from. She's in some 3 to 6 months clothes, but she's also in some kind of 1 to 3 month clothes as well, depending on the shop. So yeah, it's a real mix at the moment. But yeah, she's on the smaller side, so it's the 3 to 6 month clothes normally that she's in. Now her feeding is, I think I may have mentioned before, because we've been having problems breastfeeding, she has tongue tie, lip tie, and she also has, her sucking motion is in reverse, so she struggles with her sucking motion. So we struggle to breastfeed, so I've basically been exclusively pumping for 5 months, which is pretty exhausting, but I wanted her to have as much breast milk as she possibly could. I've started cutting down on the pumping now purely because it was really affecting me in terms of not being able to get out of the house, not being able to go to places, kind of having to be careful about how far it was that I went, because I was having to get back to pump. So it kind of really restricted me, and I started to feel a bit depressed actually, just being stuck at home all the time. And also it meant that I couldn't, you know, if I was pumping I couldn't play with her, or so with cutting down on that, it's going to mean that we can get out a bit more, visit places, have more playtime, more cuddles. So I'm pumping twice a day now, and she also gets breastfed for the middle of the night feed. So essentially she has 3 feeds a day now that are breast milk, and the rest is formula. So yeah, and I never got my referral through the NHS about the whole tongue tie, lip tie. It just never came through. So, and I don't think it'll come through now. And to be honest, it's kind of gone a bit beyond that now. So so yeah, so that was unfortunate, and it was. I will do another video about the whole breastfeeding story that we've kind of gone through, because there's a lot more kind of involved in it, but I won't go into it now. So feeding wise, she tends to have 4 to 6 ounces every 3-ish hours. She will have a bit more in the evening, so the dream feed that we do at around 11 o'clock, she tends to have maybe 6 ounces for that one. So yeah, 4 to 6 ounces on average every 3 hours. Sleeping, sorry, I'm looking down at notes. Sleeping, she normally wakes up at about, varies, it can be around about 7:30ish. Yeah, anytime between 7 and 8 really. She'll then have a morning nap of about 20 to 30 minutes. It's never any more than 30 minutes. So depending on what time she's woken up, it's normally 2 hours after she's woken up, that nap. Then she has a lunchtime nap. I'm trying to have that as her longest nap, ideally 1.5 to 2 hours, but actually it can be anything between 30 minutes and 1.5 hours. Today she only had 20 minutes. So yeah, so I'm trying to make that the longest nap of the day. And then she has a later afternoon nap of about 20 to 30 minutes as well. So that's her schedule. And then bedtime, she has a bedtime routine, and then we put her to bed between 7 and 7:30, again depending on how the naps have gone. If she's particularly tired that day, we'll try and put her down a little bit earlier. And she generally stays asleep then until I go up to bed and give her a dream feed, which is anytime really between 10:30 and 11. So she has that dream feed, and then she wakes up about 4:30 a.m. for a feed, and that's one where I breastfeed because she's sleepy, so she manages to feed quite well. It's probably because she's not concentrating so much. If I try and feed her in the day, it frustrates her too much. So yeah, so that's generally what she sleeps. So she only tends to get up once in the night, in the middle of the night. She slept through once when we went away for our first family getaway to a friend's wedding, and she slept through the night. But because the bed that I was sleeping in was so uncomfortable, I barely slept at all the whole weekend, so I didn't get the benefit of her sleeping through the night. And of course I kept checking on her, checking that she was alive or, you know, that she was okay. She just slept really soundly. But she hasn't done it since, so it was just that one time, which is fine. She rolls over both ways now. She's really active on the floor. Loves bobbling around. She arches her back and kind of scoots upwards. She's really strong with her movements and really strong with her head and her neck. So yeah, lots of movement. And she sits up quite well. She obviously can't sit unaided, but she's got quite good control of her body. Lots and lots of baby babbles and shrieks, and this weird noise, kind of like noise that she does, which is really funny. Lots of teething. We've had lots of teething. Nothing showing through yet though, but she has been suffering with that. Not so much this week, but a couple of weeks ago she was really bad with the teething. It really kind of was upsetting her and stopping her from sleeping and everything. Yeah, you be teething. Lots of dribbling. She really interacts with Betty the dog now. She loves playing with Betty. Betty's very good with her. Betty tends to want to lick her all the time, so I have to watch that she doesn't over lick her. And also just watching things like Betty's paws, because she gets a bit excited, but otherwise she's very good with her. So, sorry, just turn over my notes. So I've talked about feeding, and I've talked about sleeping. Blowing raspberries. She actually loves blowing raspberries. So she tends to do that when she's on her changing mat. We've started having her naps now in her cot, because around about 6 months-ish we may start trying to have her sleep at night time in her cot. So I want her to get used to sleeping in there. So we've been having putting her in there for her naps in the day, which has been fine. She tends to be in a completely different position as to when I put her down in there, but yeah, she doesn't mind sleeping in there. It's comfortable for her. She likes sleeping on her side now, I've noticed. But yeah, the sleeping in her cot in the night, obviously we're keen to do it because our bed is quite a creaky bed, and she's in a snooze pod which is attached to the bed, and if me and Phil move, it does disturb her, and it's quite noisy as well. And Phil is a really, really loud snorer, and he does disturb her quite a lot in the night. So that's one of the reasons, obviously, to try and get her in her own room, so she may then be able to start kind of sleeping through the night if it's us that's disturbing her. Yeah, Daddy's snoring. Is Daddy a snorer? Is he? Yeah, but for me though, it's that kind of I'm reluctant at the same time, because I like the fact that she's right next to me and I can check on her, with one glance. And also because I do feed her in the middle of the night, it is so much easier to feed her. She's literally just next to me, so neither of us really have to wake up too much. Whereas if she's in her nursery, it means I actually have to get out of bed and things like that. So there's that to think about. But I do think it's important that she does start sleeping in her own bed soon, so she can get some better sleep. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and put her down now, and then I'll be back. I've put Guinevere down, and hopefully she will be content. She's in a rocker at the moment. Sorry if you can hear music in the background. I've put her baby TV kids programs on to hopefully keep her entertained. Yeah, so next I was going to talk about moving on to solids, because she'll be 6 months in about 3 weeks time. So we're obviously thinking about starting solids. She's very, very interested now watching us eat, and if she's on my lap and I'm eating something, she does try to grab, and she watches you intently when you're eating, and they say that that's a sign that they're starting to get ready to want to eat. So we've got her high chair. My mum bought her a high chair, so that's great. And I'm not 100% sure yet what way we're going to go. There's obviously the baby-led weaning way, and there's the, purees and kind of moving along those stages and kind of them getting lumpier and lumpier. I like the idea of baby-led weaning because it gives them it helps them to enjoy food, and they're basically picking up the food themselves and feeding themselves. Nutritionally, it doesn't matter too much how much they're eating, because I think they say under 1 is just for fun. So food isn't really what's providing them with all their nutrients. They're still getting their nutrients from milk. So I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if we'll do the puree route or the baby-led weaning. I'm leaning more to baby-led weaning, but I think we might end up doing a combination. So I've downloaded a couple of books on my Kindle, so I'm going to read through those. I'm a member of a couple of Facebook groups, but if you have any information on either baby-led weaning or not going the baby-led weaning route, then let me know in the comments, just to give me a bit more information. So yeah, so that's going to be exciting soon, starting that. I can't believe that we're already going to be thinking about starting solids. It's crazy. She's definitely, her personality is just coming out so much. She's such a smiley, happy baby. She loves seeing people. Pretty much everybody she just smiles at whenever they're talking to her. So she's really, I can tell that when she's older she's going to be such a loving and kind people person. I just get, I can just feel that she's going to be that kind of person. So yeah, so really that's it for the updates. My next video is probably going to be a favourites video. So favourite videos for mummy and baby. So that's my own personal favourites of things, that I've been loving. And also things that I've been loving as a mum, like baby things and things like that. So yeah, so don't forget to subscribe if you've not already. Let me know if you've got any questions, or if you've got any videos that you would like me to do, put them in the comments. And yeah, any baby-led weaning or kind of puree weaning things, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, thanks.